Welcome to the Gals Guide to the Galaxy podcast, where a group of gals gather for you one cool thing around our topic of the month. Is it ancient history? Is it breaking news? Is it safe for work? Well, that's up to each gal. All we know is that...
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Well, welcome back. I'm Denise, and I'm joined by Katie, Leah, and Bonnie talking about our one cool movie thing. Now, Katie already talked about the impact of romantic comedies, which was fascinating.
Good stuff.
It was good stuff. So before we dive back in, let's get to know something random about our gal pals. Well, ladies, what is a popular movie that you just don't get or just don't see its appeal? Who wants to go first?
Katie's ready to point at me.
No, actually, I was ready to answer.
Do it. Go for it.
Do it, Katie.
I was wondering who all was going to
Who's going to jump on board on this one?
No. Y'all are going to be... I can't believe Leah doesn't already know.
I'm bracing for impact. I think I know what it is.
You do, don't you?
I do.
Do you want to hear the words come from my mouth?
I do. I think I need to hear it, Katie.
Star Wars.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Sacrilege.
I lent her the movies thinking I could convert her. I'm like, maybe you just haven't watched them in a DVD-like format.
Is it all the movies? It's the whole series? Is it just the Star Wars, the very first one?
Is it all 9, Katie? Is it all 9?
I mean, I get Jar Jar. He's bad. He's not good. He's not good. But
I don't know.
Is she just a Trekkie?
I've never watched Star Trek.
Nothing with the word star in it. I don't think she's seen Starman.
What?
Have you
Star
seen
is Born?
Spaceballs?
Spaceballs.
Maybe you should start with Spaceballs.
Okay, there you go.
Spaceballs.
Then you're good. You're fine.
No, I mean, I think it was the original ones. Like, my mom and my brother were really into that, and I don't know. I think I wanted to be different than my brother. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna watch it. I don't care.
It was
And
super
then-
popular at the time, so you were probably rebelling against popular culture.
I'm so anti-establishment, right?
Exactly.
I respect that.
You know,
So
That's
are
fine.
You, are you saying you're rebel scum?
Bonnie, I love you.
But then I'm gonna say something worse. Like, if you wait until you're older to watch them,
Uh-huh.
are they that magical? Because cinema's come a long way.
Right. Oh, yeah. That is fair.
They are the foundation, though, for cinema
Yeah.
coming a long way.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the
I'm
special
not that
effects did
deep.
freaking suck.
Yeah, but that was the
Yes.
time.
It was. It was
Yeah.
the best we had at the time.
I'm gonna go deeper and say I'm also, because we already talked about this movie, I'm not that into The Princess Bride.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm not either. No, I'm not either.
I rewatched
There's
it
cute
again, and I
moments.
was thinking I was going to be super nostalgic. And there was just the funny bits that I really liked. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, yep, there it is. Okay, I liked that bit.
Sorry,
I think Bonnie's now going to cut us, though.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's just like a bunch of It's a fantasy movie with a whole bunch of like Mel Brooks like puns
It's
and
sketch.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's sketch comedy. And so I like certain jokes that they hit.
Have fun.
and
Start with the castle.
exactly.
Like,
Do you think it'll work?
I love Men in Tights.
not my wife.
Men in Tights is better.
Yes, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
With that one. Anyway, I'll stop.
That is fair. No, you are good. You are
I've already alienated most of the audience. Time to
It's
move on.
okay. Katie is complex, and we still love her. And if I can be friends with Katie for as long as I have been friends with Katie, and I've gotten over this Star Wars problem, I haven't given up hope, by the way, listeners. I will get her later. But that is fair. That is absolutely fair. Do you guys want to know what mine is?
Yeah, I want to know.
I think mine is probably going to be a consensus. I don't think mine's going to be completely rebellious at all. I call it Avatarded. I don't like Avatar.
I liked Avatar.
Did you like Avatar?
I
You liked
did.
Dances with Ferngully? That one?
No.
The
I don't-
Pocahontas with wings?
No, I didn't see that. Oh, is that what it was? Is
It's
that what
all the same story.
It's all
like
the same story.
Oh, okay,
It's
got
just
it.
with blue shiny people. The Blue Man Group, if you will. So the Blue Man Group, and I didn't get it. I didn't get into the universe, and my biggest problem was how much money it costs to play with. And I was at a conference, and it was filmmakers versus critics, and they just thought this was going to be fun. They were going to name a movie, and then filmmakers versus critics were going to talk about what they thought about the movie. And they were so excited, and they go, Avatar. And I'm like, Avatarded. And then I went on a rant because as an independent filmmaker, do you know how many different movies that budget could have funded?
Mm-hmm.
I would have watched all of those.
Oh, I
So,
hear you.
That was kind of where I lived and died with it, where it's like, did you propel the medium in a story way? No. Were the special effects great? Yeah. Sure.
So what?
Cool.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
So that's where it was. Yeah, that's why I don't get it. Yeah. And we even went to Disney World. I avoided that whole section of Disney World. I went, no, I don't need to see the iridescent blue light people. I'm good.
See, this is why we're friends. I've never seen that movie.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. Star Wars. I'm still going to get around Star Wars.
I want to know what yours is, Bonnie.
Mine.
Dun, 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 dun.
I have not been into John Wick.
Oh, okay.
I've only tried.
I think I know
once.
why. Okay, yes.
Yeah, the beginning of the movie,
Yeah,
kill a fucking dog.
Exactly.
It's really hard for me to get into a movie.
that is fair.
Kill
That
a
would
dog.
that's your line right there.
Yeah.
You don't hurt a dog. We actually had a rule. We have a rule. I shouldn't say we had a rule. We have a rule in our house. As soon as a dog is killed in a movie, we turn it off. And that was in the first couple of minutes of John Wick. And I'm like, you have 5 minutes to get better. And I'm yelling at this movie. And then when it was revenge for killing the dog, I went,
Okay.
all right. But could you
still
get
good.
there? Could you get there though? Because that's hard.
No, I fell asleep and I was just like, I'm done.
You blocked it out.
And
That
I was
is
like, it's just
fair.
shooting and dog killing. I'm like, not interested.
Yeah, there you go.
I love Keanu Reeves.
Of course.
Not into John Wick.
That
Have
is.
not even attempted John Wick 2.
I haven't seen John Wick 2, or isn't there 3?
Does he have a cat now? Like, I don't know.
He has a dog. He gets spoilers.
dog?
He gets a dog at the end. Like that to me is the romantic comedy of that movie. Is at the end he goes into a shelter and he frees a dog, and I'm like, he found the love of his life. And that's where it got me. But I didn't watch the other ones either. That makes sense.
Do I get to answer this one too?
Yes, by all means.
There's so many that I just don't get. But I have yet to be able to stay awake through La La Land.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry. I'm the opening number
I
when
make
they're
fun of it
singing when
through
they're
the whole thing.
singing on the
closed
freeway.
freeway.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's just fun.
Sure. That's American in Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the rest of it is so it's just so it's like a bunch of Los Angeles people jerking off.
Pretty much. And that's why it won all the awards.
It did. I couldn't stay awake through it. I was just like, oh, kill me now. I mean, it's got a great cast and
Sure.
music and all, but, come on.
No, I'm right there with you. The only thing that kept me awake is, I remember when I lived there and I went past that, and I know that place. And that's it. I was sightseeing the entire time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I didn't give a shit.
That was the first movie that Josh and I went to theater to see together.
It was.
And it was such a bummer.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It a little ruined it. So
But what was your first date night movie that you borrowed from your really good friend that you watched and still have? What was that movie?
I don't
Still
a
have.
movie.
You don't still have it?
It's a treasure now.
It's yours. No, it is yours. It is yours. Yes.
Of course, we watched The Big Lebowski.
And that is a good
Yeah,
movie.
That was an amazing movie. And I just got to do a real quick shout out.
Yes.
September 23rd.
Yeah.
3-year anniversary of Josh.
Ooh, look at that. You should watch a movie. Maybe Big Lebowski.
I still have it.
Yes, watch it.
That may also be Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Talk Like a Pirate Day.
It's either like the 21st or the 23rd.
17th, wasn't it?
Is it the same every year?
19th?
It's
I have
it's
no
in
idea. It's like the
September.
third Thursday. No, it's not. I
okay.
think it's an actual
'Cause
day.
that would make it much better. Like, arr.
That would be hilarious.
Well, you guys, last year I had the honor of being a SAG nominator for the SAG Awards.
Nice.
And I'd been a nominator for the television before, and it's a lot of stuff. But I got to do the movies this time around, and oh my God, hundreds of movies. Some of them you watch online, but most of them they mail to you. And and then of course by the end of the award season, all those movies have been broken because that's what they said I had to do.
I believe you. They're all broken.
So I have boxes and boxes of broken movies.
Yes, you do. That you just hold on to just in
but,
case you need the pieces.
But yeah, it's really, really cool. And I have to tell you, I probably will never do it again because...
Do you have to watch all the way through?
Well, some of them I couldn't.
Yeah.
They were so bad.
Yeah, I would think so.
And I was like, I can't. But I took it very seriously. And
Yeah, you do your due diligence until you're
and
like,
I really
absolutely
wanted to
no.
But you know what the best film was last year? Of 2018?
Of yours or of what
mine
actually
that I
went?
got to watch. Yeah, it didn't even get nominated for anything. Blind Spotting.
Oh.
Did anybody see it?
No.
Amazing movie.
What was that one?
it was written by, I think, 2 rap artists who then
really?
starred in it, and
It's a passion project.
Yeah,
Nice.
and it was outstanding.
Oh, fantastic.
It's so outstanding. So I highly recommend Blind Spotting.
Ooh, I will have to check that out. And I can also put the trailer in the show notes. Exactly. Talk Like a Pirate Day, by the way, September 19th.
Oh, we were all wrong.
Thank you, Google. Also, Google could be wrong. I never really. It's just the first thing that showed up.
No, I think that's right because the library is celebrating it.
Oh, nice.
If the library's celebrating it, you know it's cool.
Right.
See?
Exactly.
I have to get a list of pirate books ready.
We don't
There
have.
are-
We need more pirate books.
Female
there are a
pirates.
few books on the wish list.
Yes, we're gonna need some more pirate books. I'm gonna need a better representative of Anne Bonny too, because we got a children's book and it's like talking about pirates, and I sent it to them too because it pissed me off. It had one picture of Anne Bonny as a sketch, and her boob was hanging out. It's a kid's book.
Are you?
Kids book. They're like also.
Was she nursing a baby?
No,
at the time?
she was just
Okay.
pirating
Okay,
with
well,
a boob
know,
out
whatever.
because I'm like, what the hell is this in a kid's book?
And then I just went on like a long text rant about like, well, did they include all this
Nope.
stuff?
They did not include her girlfriend. They did not include all the people they left on islands. No.
Like the baby fake pregnancy,
Nope.
the getting murdered.
You guys, this is a fascinating topic. I think I want to talk about this instead of what I came up
We
with.
really need to do a research topic. We need to dedicate a whole month to pirates. I think we need to do that in 2020.
No,
Pirates month.
September.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Oh, yeah. Talk like
Yeah.
there you go.
Yep.
See, pirate
September
month.
2020, the
whole-
4 of us back here talking pirates.
I'm game.
Oh,
Pirates.
All the pirate
Ours.
ones.
Exactly. Oh, I'll bring
I'll
it.
do the research. Well, because, I'm the newbie here, so I wasn't quite sure what we were doing. I just knew it had
yes,
to be.
exactly.
And then, but you said wine was involved, so I was
Always.
good.
Exactly.
So I decided to draw from something that I'm experiencing because I'm 52 years old and I'm pretty much aging out of I'm aging into a different level.
Gotcha.
Of
Different
acting.
category.
Lovely.
Like
the
the
category is.
The most recent thing I auditioned for was a cool hip grandma.
Oh.
Because,
At least cool and hip is in the title.
yeah. So whatever. But I thought, well, let's see, because women tend to be kind of. I noticed my career ended when I turned 40.
Gotcha.
And now I've
And that is some bullshit.
and you
But
know
yeah.
what? I've reinvented myself, and I'm getting other things, and I'm also aging into a different category. But so that's why I decided to do a little research on, women in film, and there is an analysis done by 2 male
Oh.
Clemson economists from 2016, so it's a few years back.
Gotcha.
And they found that after the age of 40, male actors get 80% of the leading roles, which leaves us women with only, a whopping 20%.
Oh, yeah.
And which actually I think was higher than I expected. What do you guys? Can you see that? Can you feel that?
19% of those are Diane Keaton.
Or Judi Dench. I believe
True.
Judi Dench is
True.
putting up a fight as well.
True. Yeah.
No, there's a popular Amy Schumer skit.
Oh,
The last fuckable day.
yes.
about
Oh,
this.
I remember this.
Oh, it's
Great.
awesome.
That is a
They're
great
sitting at
sketch.
they're sitting at a park bench, whatever, by the river. Oh my God, it is. It's my last fuckable day. Yes, it's awesome. You'll have to look it up. It's great.
It's a good one. I'll put it in the show notes as well.
but so what I thought I'd do was one of my favorite actresses who seems to have a career that never stops is Helen Mirren.
The goddess.
Yeah.
I've just been referring
Love
to her
her.
lately as the goddess. I love her.
And I first became aware of her when I was 18. Oh wait, no, I was 8 months.
Oh, of course,
and and I saw her in White Nights.
Oh,
And
yeah,
you remember
yeah.
that movie with Mikhail Baryshnikov and
Been a long time, but I did watch it though. Yeah.
It's before you were born.
Slow.
Yeah, well, she just had this very small role in it, but she captured the screen, and I was gotta know more about this woman.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and since then I've seen her in a lot of things, but she was born Helen Lydia Mironov.
She's Russian?
Well,
Oh,
half and
shit.
half.
Awesome.
Her father's from Russia. Her mother is English.
Interesting.
So she was born in 1945. So
You know
how old is she?
She's 12. I was told there'd be no math.
Oh, okay. That's next month. Yeah, but her mother was English and her father was Russian, and
I can totally see it now, especially
Yeah.
when she plays like evil characters. I'm like, I just thought she just like, oh no, I really love a Russian accent, but I can kind of see it now.
She can do it.
right,
Well, it's weird because her paternal grandfather was actually a colonel in some Russian Imperial Army, and he ended up going to England to negotiate something.
Okay.
And then the Russian Revolution happened, and he got stuck in England. So he's like, I think I'll stay.
There are worse things.
Yeah. So he stayed there, and that's how
Nice.
she was then. Her father was born in England, and then her father met her mother, and they were cab drivers, and so she started out pretty
Sweet.
much just very, very generic.
Right.
And her father decided to change the family name in the 1950s from Mirrenoff.
Right.
I have a feeling there was kind of an anti-Russian thing going on.
Probably.
in the 50s. Yeah, I think
There
so.
still kind of is.
Yeah. Well, no, not if you're a current.
Right,
Not
exactly.
gonna
If you're
go to
with the current
politics.
administration.
Current administration loves Russia. No, we're not going to go there. So, anyways, that's when she got her last name Mirren. Her father changed it to Mirren.
Oh, neat. And
So-
that was actually very common at the time, too, just kind of dropping off anything that can be deemed any kind of ethnicity. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
I did
yeah.
not know that. What is your favorite Helen Mirren film?
Oh, favorite?
Yeah, or just one that you just can think of. White Knights.
Crap.
Oh.
I have to IMDb. It's the one with Bruce Willis where she's the boss, where it's Morgan Freeman, Bruce Willis, and they're all killers.
Red.
Thank you.
Red.
Loved her in
Yes.
Red.
Yes.
I'm like, I want more of this, and I want like an hour and a half of Helen Mirren.
her.
Yeah, that character was awesome.
She can play these characters that are just sympathetic and well, she has depth. She's not
She
just
does.
one dimensional.
Exactly.
Or two dimensional.
And I love her Shakespeare stuff as well. But for some odd reason, I connected with the Red character, and I'm like, yes.
Well, she started in the National Youth Theater, and then by the age of 20, she was playing Cleopatra and all these things, and then the Royal Shakespeare Company saw her, and so she is basically trained in theater.
Oh, very cool.
And that's why. But it's interesting because, theater acting is different. Acting is acting.
Right,
So,
exactly.
but
It's
there
nuanced.
are different techniques for theater because you've got to appeal to the back of the theater.
Right,
You've
so you gotta
be
project,
big, and
yes.
you've just got to have big movement, whereas television or film is everything on camera.
Micro.
Is very, it's all about the eyes.
Yeah.
She clearly has figured that out.
Yeah. And she can switch it on a dime, too.
Yeah. But she's had quite a great career. Now, granted, she has been able to bounce back and forth between theater and she always go back to theater.
Right, yeah.
But things slowed down a bit for her when she got in
Gotcha.
her 40s. And now that she's older, it's picking up again.
Right.
And that, I just would like to explore that. What do you guys think of all that?
I think it's absolutely true, and it's bullshit. What do you guys think?
No,
the last fuckable day.
I was looking down the list. I don't think I've seen any of these. Like, I know her name.
I have a list of all her stuff, but
I don't think I've seen any of these movies.
Oh, she's
really?
brilliant. I'm trying to think of
I
another.
see Catherine the Great at the bottom, and I'm excited about that.
You haven't seen The Queen?
Yeah, she did Elizabeth.
Oh, gosh, she was so
Queen
good
Elizabeth.
in that.
She did. In fact, she the second, and she was very nervous about it because, well, the Queen is still
She's still with us.
with us.
She ain't going to see the movie.
And I'm sure she saw it.
She might
I am
have.
sure she saw it.
I think
prior to
she's
showing
watched
it.
any of The Crown.
I would love to know if she's watched some of The
Oh
Crown.
my God, I love that show.
Absolutely. She's been in 134 movies.
Yeah, she's been in a ton of things, and now, and granted, a lot of things are just not. She's not the star of it. She's
Right.
just,
Like Fast and Furious. She
Yeah.
plays, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She's just a little character in that one.
Or what was it where she was the gossip columnist in? It was just a couple years ago during the McCarthy era. She played Head Hopper. It was about the writer. The
Trumbo?
Trumbo. It was Trumbo.
There's Trumbo. Yes,
Yeah.
there we go.
It was Trumbo.
Yes.
Well, it sounds like her acting experience has kind of mirrored what you've experienced too, where there's a demand when a woman's younger, and
yeah.
then you have to be young, and then there's like years of nothing until you can age into a different category. And I mean, what happens when you're actually grandma age?
You get the Judi Dench roles?
Yeah.
Nowhere?
Betty White.
Betty White.
Yeah.
But even Betty White will struggle for TV jobs. That's the thing. Like Betty White is somebody could write something for Betty White and she would nail it. She's like a Steve Martin type of character. Like you write it for that. But even Betty White will struggle to go from TV show to TV show because they just get canceled. But
After a little resurgence there, people kept asking her like, well, what have you been doing since you retired? She's like, I haven't retired.
She hasn't retired.
I've been here the whole time.
She's still on shows. Isn't Hot in Cleveland still on?
Isn't she like 96?
She's up there.
Yeah.
I'll look
So
up
if
Betty
she wants to go ahead and retire, she can.
Do it. Keep going
But
until you want to.
Well, you know the story
going.
of Golden Girls. She wasn't originally supposed to be cast. She was supposed to be the.
Oh, really?
She was supposed to be cast, but she was supposed to be the slutty one.
Oh, Blanche. Okay,
Blanche, thank you.
gotcha. Not
And
not all there
Dixie
one. Got
And
it.
and she was like, I have no idea how to play this part.
Right.
What do I do?
Yeah.
And she talked it over with the director and of course what she came up with. Didn't she end up getting several Emmys for that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. She's 97 by the way.
She's 90. Oh, she's too young. I thought she was younger than
My
that.
gosh. She's amazing.
But yeah, let's explore that. What is the deal? Why can't women in their 40s basically? You can be under 30. Okay, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to share a little experience that I had recently.
Bring it.
So I auditioned several months ago for something that required a woman to be, she had to be an aged beauty queen. You know, she had a high school kid, and she was, thought she was hot stuff, and she was definitely over 40. Probably closer to 50.
I'm a cool mom.
Yeah. Well, she was a bitch, and as my husband said, I didn't have to act. I just, and
Teamwork.
so I didn't get cast, and I was disappointed because I thought it was an outstanding audition. But that happens. You never know what they're
happens.
looking for.
Yeah.
I found out who they cast.
Oh no.
A 29-year-old.
What?
A 29-year-old.
That's the shit that bothers me.
To play a woman over 40.
Right.
And I was like, I was livid.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, you didn't have to cast me, but couldn't you have found another woman over 40 to play a woman over 40? Because that's what the role asks
Yeah.
for.
Couldn't you be justified to the role?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was a little pissed.
Fair enough.
But well, my husband said something. I don't know if it's true because he just said it to make me feel better. He goes, he's probably sleeping with her.
Casting couch details.
But why does it have to come down to us saying that about someone?
Right, exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's probably not true at all.
Right. It's a way of justifying anger and to give it a reason why.
Yeah.
And because there is no good reason.
But then my question is, why didn't he think he could fuck me?
Right, exactly. Did you not say it in your resume?
It's like, fuckable. I'll do the casting. Oh, wait, I'm over 40. You don't want me. Okay, yes.
Is there a stamp you can get? My last fuckable day is December 2021.
Expiration date.
Exactly. And then just keep changing the date in every audition. Be like, no, the stamp says I still got time. I still got this.
But why is it, guys? Why? I mean, I have my own theories, but
White men are making all the movies, and they want to see young women. Like that's them, and that's their target audience, and
It's not right. Yeah. My theory goes Freudian.
okay.
I think it's they don't want to see their mothers in a fuckable role.
I think you're right.
It's very and they might not even psychology.
They might not even be aware of it.
It's not.
might
It could be in the
subconscious.
subconscious. But if you're, because I mean, I've been in those stupid rooms where they say, "Who was sexy today?" It's not who was interesting today. It's not what actor came in that was interesting that gave you something. It's what actors came in that were sexy today. And I resented that question every single time because it's not about that. But they said, but it's who the camera loves. And what the camera loves is what's sexy. If it's male or female, you either want to be them or you want to fuck them. And that's the casting. Now, if you have that mentality, which is terrible, they taught it in film school, by the way. Yes.
I am learning so much.
Okay, good. It's a horrible, horrible thing. And what it is they cannot cast somebody who looks like their mother or that resembles their mother in a role that is in a romantic way. So they go somebody younger. They go with Scarlett Johansson. That's my theory. And that's what I've seen, but I've seen some of the
I have to
sewers.
digest that, but that makes sense.
It's not right, and it shouldn't be that way. But that's like saying, well, I don't see my mom as sexy then. And why don't you see your mother as sexy? She's still a human being. She's still having sex. So why? I'm just saying, exactly. So why that, blinders, basically, of no. So then, basically it's the girl you're going to date, your mom, who just has no sexiness whatsoever, and your grandma, who has no sexiness whatever, unless she's funny about it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
She's not going to get any, but she's funny about it. Yeah, the naughty grandma. Yeah.
Although, okay, I'm not trying to pull this back to Helen Mirren, but looking at her body of work,
right?
She, I don't know if you remember from I'm
IMDb.
spacing out on the movie that she did where the Calendar Girls. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Calendar Girls. And
that was a very rebellious movie, which needed to happen. And BBC needed to pay for that to have it happen.
Yeah. But, I mean, these women were all in their, 40s and 50s, and they were sexy.
Yes.
And
it was a phenomenon.
People ate it up.
Yes.
And was it because they were unique?
I think because they were dames. I mean, these were some of them were dames and royalty and stuff like that. And it was voyeurism. But I think at the same time, they owned it. And wasn't it close to Full Monty time?
Yeah. I think it was right after the Full Monty
came out. So it was like the women's answer to Full Monty. And so I think the precedent was kind of there. Sort of thing, where it's like
based
the older
on a true
guys.
story,
right? Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's maybe because they owned it, and there were so many of them. How can they be wrong?
I don't know. It was just. I do remember a scene in the movie where the kid, her son was very upset about it. So
right.
that would go to with your theory of my mom can't be
right.
Sexy.
She is asexual. That is the box that he is comfortable with.
Wow. I don't see millennials being that way.
I think it can change, yeah.
I think they have.
I think it'd be nice.
I think young men are not that I'm suggesting young men should think of their mothers in sexual ways. I just think they should see
think of their mothers sexy.
As human beings.
As a full, exactly.
As full human beings.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. It would be a revelation.
It'll be interesting to see if it changes, especially with people having kids younger.
Oh, yeah, true.
Or waiting to have kids.
Older.
Yes, I gotcha.
Not kids younger. No.
Right.
Opposite direction.
Right, exactly. Getting married later, having kids later in life. Right.
Yep. What do you think? You're thinking about something, I can tell. Katie's like, I have so much.
I'm the same with you. I'm soaking it all in. It's because this is a world I don't understand.
Yeah.
The film and the thought behind it and all of that. I was actually thinking about
my
son too and Freudian stuff, but I think I might need to talk about that off air. Let's just see
that is fair.
I believe in Freud these days. Okay.
I've got some books.
Thank you. I think
done
we need
some
a little
research.
help in our house.
Okay. I got you. I've also got some Carl Jung as well. I'm going to highly recommend. Yes.
So we got talking about sex.
Right. Helen Mirren, because Helen Mirren is dead sexy. See, brought you back.
She is, but she's also just cool. And it doesn't matter what age she is. And it doesn't matter what age anybody is.
Exactly. I think also she owns her sexuality. It's one of those things. She's not pimping it. You know what I mean? She's just owning it. She's like, look, I know I look good. And that's what I think a lot of sexiness is confidence.
Yes.
And that is something that woman exudes is confidence. And to have 1% of it.
and that is not just isolated with a woman. I find a man who is confident without being cocky.
Yep.
Because there is a difference.
Oh, there's a very big difference. Yeah.
I find a confident man to be incredibly sexy. And I don't care what age he is.
Right. Exactly.
Even my 18-year-old trainer. No, I'm kidding. That was a joke. I do not have an 18-year-old trainer.
I thought you were going to go for my 89-year-old, and then I'm like, wait. No. You went the other way with it.
Okay, sorry. I think I freaked everybody out.
No, you're good. You're good. Katie starts getting tired around this time of night.
Oh, more wine?
No, I still haven't gotten to the point where I've gotten the whole George Clooney and Sean Connery. I'm still like,
you don't see it yet?
Pretty old guy. Jude Law has crossed over. I remember Jude Law when I was younger seeing AI being like,
right?
But he's old. Now I'm all about the Jude Law.
See, there you go.
I got to tell you, I had the biggest crush on Paul Newman. And he was good 20, 30 years older than me. And I mean...
Paul Newman at any age? You know what mine was? Peter O'Toole. Any age Peter O'Toole. Those piercing blues. Piercing blues. I own both of his biographies, Loitering with Intent, 1 and 2.
Interesting.
I know. Lawrence of Arabia till, I don't know, the Pink Panther movies. I mean, like the later ones that he did, I'm like, he is Troy with Brad Pitt. Troy is Brad Pitt, Peter O'Toole, and the other guy who played the Hulk once, Eric Bana. The whole time I'm like, Peter O'Toole.
Really? And how old was he in that movie?
82.
82. Now, could an 82-year-old woman have pulled that off?
I think so. I would have allowed it. I feel like I'm a judge. I allow it. I totally would have. I mean, Helen Mirren certainly would have. Judi Dench would have definitely done it. I keep bringing them up. I know there's one other one that's a dame that just, I absolutely love her too, and I'm going to look up her name.
Well, you said Keaton.
And Diane Keaton.
And Diane Keaton's and everything.
Yeah.
And,
exactly.
you know, and the thing is, you think of all these women that are, you know, Gina Davis, you know, and we never see her anymore. And we never see.
She is doing something different though. She's running the Center for the Gender Studies. So she's actually trying to right now change it from the inside. She's running a research company about media and how it affects gender realities. She has a slogan: "If she can see it, she can be it." And I use that quote all the time.
That's nice.
Exactly. And it's about what our young girls are seeing and what is shaping them. And they do a lot of studies on female protagonists and female dialogue. Who are they talking to? Are they talking to other women? Are they talking, to the adults? Are they talking to other kids? And how often do they talk?
Yes, because the majority of the lines go to the men.
Exactly.
And that's not normal because women do talk a lot.
Actually, they did
and we talk to each other.
I forget where I saw it. There was a study. Men and women talk about the same amount. Right. It's just the way that it's perceived.
Yes, I saw this study too.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Because men don't listen to the women, so they have to talk twice as much so that the men will hear us. I don't know if that's what it said.
Who knows? It very much could be. It's all that's why I love research studies, because it's like, no, we looked at the script, we watched the movie, we wrote down every time they talked. We wrote down every time they were on screen. It's like, just show me the hard data, because everything in any art is so subjective that you're just like, no, I need hard data.
Well, in current events right now, because I'm part of SAG-AFTRA, and I'm also on various committees and boards, and so I'm on the political field. And our current president, Gabrielle Carteris, is very, very. She's been trying for several years to change IMDb and tell them that they cannot put someone's age if that person doesn't want it. They should have heard about this. And she's been fighting them, and they're just like, yeah, fuck you, we don't care,
because they're owned by Amazon.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff Bezos doesn't care.
Well, part of me thinks, you know what? I want to tell everybody I'm 52 years old.
Right, exactly.
And
it is just you're playing a character.
Yeah. What does it matter? Do I look 52 years old?
Exactly.
Do I look younger? Do I look older? Does it matter?
Right.
It doesn't
exactly
matter.
Just cast.
And part of me thinks that if we all just say, yeah, this is my age, it will eventually be not a problem. But the reality is I've sat in castings where they're going through the resumes and they're like, oh, she's over 40, and they just throw them because they're not going to even consider that person. Right. So,
and that's the ageism, and that's what they're trying to stop.
And how do you fight that? Because unless you're actually in that casting room, you have no idea that that's going on.
But like, we couldn't have looked up, if that was the case, if they won that battle with IMDb, we wouldn't have been able to figure out how old Betty White is and be like, shit, she's 97 years old.
Well, if you want to put your age on,
right,
you can,
exactly.
But it's supposed to be the person who's chooses. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Because a lot of people didn't know that Gabrielle Carteris, when she went in on 90210, she was in her late 20s. And they didn't know that.
But they all were. They were all in their 20s playing 17-year-olds.
But they would.
Nobody cared.
Well, no, they did. According to Gabby.
Okay,
I don't know.
okay,
I don't
gotcha.
know. I mean, maybe I'm misunderstanding, but she said that. Yes, I call her Gabby.
You get to do that. I've never met her.
Well, she and I have worked on committees together, and
Sweet.
So she said that if they had known her age, they would not have cast her.
Oh, gotcha. Just based on her age alone,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, based on the age alone.
Right.
So, and that's just silly.
It is silly. It's the look of how old do you think I am? I mean, like, just,
But I'm also very aware of like broadcasters, female broadcasters. They'll be paid, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then they get to an age, and suddenly they're because usually their contracts are renewed every 3 years. They renegotiate every 3 years.
Gotcha.
And they will cut their salaries in half.
Oh.
They'll offer them half.
But yet they have
Because
more
they want them to
experience.
go
they have
away.
more since
Because
trying to buy them out.
old.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not buy them out. It's suffocate them out.
Right.
They can't live on what they're being offered. So
Yeah. Oh, no, they can still live on what they're being offered because it's really good money. Oh, broadcasters make a
is
ton
that
of
why
money.
like Connie Chung disappeared? Because we had
I'm
Barbara
not
Walters
sure.
for a very long time.
Yeah.
But she also shifted to
Yeah.
the Barbara Walters hour
Yes.
and special.
She had
and
to
stuff
keep
like that.
reinventing herself.
Right.
And
Interesting.
yeah.
I've never even thought of that. That's so
Bastards.
ridiculous. Yeah.
It is.
Where did Jane Pauley? Is Jane Pauley still doing stuff, or is Jane Pauley out?
I think she's still doing maybe she's doing a podcast. I don't know.
Yes, maybe. I don't watch the news, so that would be my bad if she's still
That's
on the news.
why you're a happy person.
Exactly. My husband was in the Iraq War, and after that, I don't watch the news.
Understandable.
So I'm like, oh, this is the day I stopped watching.
Did you watch Army Wives?
No, I can't.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't watch Army Wives.
No, I almost was going to read the book instead, but I kind of swore it off because the actual reason why is because there was an attack and that they were showing live footage from Al Jazeera on the news, and that's where my husband was.
Oh my God.
So I thought I was watching live footage of where my husband's platoon was being killed, and so after that, I went, I just don't need to watch the news. I don't
understand that.
I just don't need to. So it's still very weird watching war movies because it's like I know it's pretend, but at the same time I don't separate myself from it because I feel for the characters or the wives or the soldiers and stuff like that. So I'm like, no. I'm like, it needs to exist so people can see it and appreciate it. But it's like, no. Been there, done that. We got a T-shirt.
And it has to do with
Mission
syphilis.
accomplished.
No, I'm sorry. sorry.
You're good. If you can't laugh about it.
So, guys, I don't know. Should we wrap this up? or-
Yes, go for it. But
Okay.
fabulous stuff. I think we're changing the world.
I just like talking about, different ideas. And
Exactly. I
so,
love it.
Well, that wraps it up for us this week. Join us next week as our next Gal Pal shares her one cool thing as Gal's Guide to the Galaxy podcast continues. Thanks for listening.
For show notes, links, and images from this week's show, visit galsguide.org. Want exclusive stuff like deleted bits and major bloopers? Become a Gals Guide patron today. Thanks for listening.